SOCiETY. I am your host, Jenni Love. Some of you may or may not be a paid member of FiVE, what we call FiVE Society. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that is. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the app we use and how, what procedure sort of looks like. I'm recording this for future reference. So today is April 10th, 2022. And if you're watching this in the future, then you're watching this because you're a new member. And that's good because, hi, welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And that's why I can sort of explain how it all works and give you the procedures and give you so that everybody's on the same page. Because I feel there's a lack of communication, which is why we use this app called Band. And that's part of today's discussion. If you see this little B, I don't know if you can see it. It's not letting you see the B, but that's the app I'm talking about. So I have now, of course, can't talk. FiVE SOCiETY. I'm going to say what it is. FiVE SOCiETY is a community. It's a community created through a book club. That's basically its evolution. I had a book club. We met once a month. We would read the chapter. We would do the exercises. And it was like this little engine that could, right? So it expanded to it being online and then sort of expanded again into a community. So what is FiVE SOCiETY now? It's a community designed for the exploration, education, and implementation of magic without flavor, if that makes sense. No, there's not a flavor. It's sort of beginner. It's where you start. Again, community. It's where I try to keep it very flavorless, try to decolonize and deprogram and all of that. We meet basically once a week. We meet for full moon parlor. We meet for new moon parlor. We meet for a craft. I'm talking over a flatbed and these people putting my damn hot tub on a flatbed. So it's depressing to say the least. Anyway, there's usually a craft day. That's usually on a weekend. And then within the framework of those meetups, there's a book club that meets once a month. And we're reading the Inner Temple of Witchcraft for first year people. Second year people, it will be the Outer Temple of Witchcraft and Mastering Witchcraft. Those are our textbooks. Mastering Witchcraft by Paul Hudson, I think it's Paul Hudson. So we meet once a month. It's and I post lessons, and it's really designed for all of us to gather. I'm letting new people in. So for those of you that I'm admitting, just bear with me. So that was the idea of it, right? Did I not get that? Okay, sorry, I'm letting somebody in. So the idea is this community, we're reading this book and we're walking through the beginner steps of witchcraft. We're meeting once a month for full moon and new moon and craft gatherings and discussions, because you gather once a week. I ask people, I do, and I say this, it's about 90 minutes a meetup. I try to keep it to 90 minutes. Sometimes we go over, but I try to keep it to 90 minutes. And I feel like the 90 minutes that I ask you to show up once a week is totally warranted in the witchcraft world, right? We should be practicing every day, and I'm trying to get people to do that, but it's once a week. That's one. They're parking their brooms. Yeah, that's okay. She said that's why they're late. It's all good. I didn't make this announcement early enough to probably have people get here on time. I mean, it was a last night decision, and it was sort of a reaction to a lot of questions I'm getting. And so I felt like we have to sit down and talk about how it works. If you join the community and know we meet once a week, this is what we're doing. We gather for full moon, we gather for new moon, we gather for Sabbaths. we have this book club that we're, you know, following along. And I post these lessons and I post the videos and I post the things. And then what I was getting was people going, I don't know where to be. And I was like, I'm just not sure how that's possible. I was just like last night, I'm like, we post it in so many places. So that's why we're here, to try to go over what that looks like. If you're not seeing me for 2 weeks, you paid money to be here and you're not seeing me for 2 weeks, you should be like, hey, what's happening? I'm hearing from nobody. That's the other thing. I only hear after the fact. People are like, I haven't seen you in a month. And I'm like, really? Are you kidding? Like after 2 days, somebody should have been like, I know we meet the first Thursday of every month, because I've been doing that since September. Like first Thursday of every month since September. We've done it 9 times. And there was always a makeup at the end of the month. Also, for people who missed that, I give a makeup and let you, so there's even what I call Second Chance Sunday. There's always a makeup. So at some point, someone should have gone, hey, I'm not seeing, like something must be going on. And there was way too many of you last night that were telling me they're just not in the right place. And I'm like, all right, we got to go over this. So 5 Point Society, it's a magical community. We meet about once a week. We're following the Inner Temple of Witchcraft for beginner folks, right? When I post an event, I post it to the lesson, Inner Temple of Witchcraft Lesson 1. And I say in the description of the event what we're doing. If we're having, like this month, we have defensive magic. Defensive magic is the craft day. So it'll be defensive magic, the date, what you need, what we're doing. Inner Temple of Witchcraft, the people who started in September, their lessons say lesson 8 and what that lesson is. So if you join me in March, because I got cycles of this book club, right? You got to start a book club sometime. We started one in March. We started one in last September. So if you show up from a March person on lesson 8, Inner Temple of Witchcraft lesson 8, you got to know that there were 8 lessons you've missed. You have a book in front of you that you're supposed to be reading or following along or coming with us, and you show up for lesson 8. Do you not go, hey, where are the other lessons, Jenni Love? This is what I'm getting at. So I need people to put on their witchy thinking caps at this point. That's what I am asking you to do, that, because for $13, that's the most expensive way to join me, is for $13 a month. That's the most expensive way to join this group, is $13 a month, which roughly works out to about $4 a meetup. Right? It's $4 about that. What is that? $4 a meetup? Maybe $3 a meetup, right? And so if I put up at the beginning of the month the schedule, what we're doing, where the events are, and by the end of the month, you're just like, I haven't seen anything, I don't know what's happening. I need initiative. I need somebody to come to me, come to Annie Katie. Is the nicest person on the planet. She's way nicer than me. And I say on a daily basis, hey, Katie, can you get Jessie where she needs to go? Because she will find you. She will put you where you need to be. Like, all you need to do is like email people. I have an email through my website, you know, contact. And I've heard from no one, and except for the fact that last night, several people were like super confused. And I was like, I don't know how that's possible. So here I am. Because I want to make sure you're not. Because you are paying to be part of a fucking community. You are paying to be doing what we're doing. And so I want to make sure you're doing it. Like, I want to make sure that that's what's happening. You know, I never want people to miss it. I don't want people to miss it. So that's the format, right? That's the format. You should know the format. The format is full moon parlor, new moon parlor, craft, and then whatever book club you're in, you know, where we are reading book, it keeps you honest. Right? The book club part of it keeps all of you honest. That's why we do it. That's why you have a community, right? Because you all know that on your own, you're not reading the 300 witch books that you've bought. They're all sitting there collecting dust. You're not also, you have 300 started journals or blank journals that you buy, these beautiful journals, and you want to do it, and nobody does, and they're all sitting there collecting dust, right? This works. This gets you to get in a groove and do it, right? That's the design of it. It's to get you in the pattern of showing up, doing the work, performing magic, getting results, because that's my goal, is getting results. We talk about the results all the time, right? That's the point. We practice. We literally, I'm not, and I always say, I'm not an expert. I am terrible at dream things, right? Right now, that's all we seem to be working on is dream shit, right? Daisy's laughing at me. And I'm terrible. I'm just as terrible at it as a beginner. Somebody's not been doing this a fucking 20 years. You know, it's just not my thing, but I'm anyway, like, I am trying. I am doing like the work and looking at the results, the work and looking at the results also in real time, right? And so I need people when they're here to understand why they're here. Like, you signed up for Witch Club, your responsibility. What's your responsibility in Witch Club? Well, it's the fact that we meet 4 times a month, because there's a book club and you're probably not, you know, going to be in taking the other book club classes. Like, my September people are on lesson 9. My March people right now are on lesson 1. I don't advise you to cross, but if you do, it's not a big deal. If you're just sitting there listening, it's okay. It's just information, right? It's all good. I don't like to be like, hi, don't come here if you're not, but it's all good. But you got to know why you're here. You're here to meet up once a week. You're here to create to create a book shadows. Like, I'm showing you how to magical record keeping. We walk through the wheel of the year. We talk about the different Sabbats, the construct of that, the modern construct of that. And we practice spells and we practice workings and we practice everything, but you have responsibility in it. I am here to tell you, this will be, that's why I'm putting this here. I am not holding folks' hands. There are people that are no longer in this group because I basically said that to them. Like, I'm not here to hold your hand. You know, if you're willing to show up every week with us, you know, I'm never throwing you out. Like, that's another thing too. I can't tell you how many people, like, when I send the bills out, this is why I'll never be rich. I send the bills out, you know, people are like, well, I'm like, listen, you're one of these people. I see you every single solitary meetup, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? You're here doing the work. I'm never turning anybody away who's here doing the work, but I'm not a babysitter. I'm not looking for you if you're not there. You know what I mean? Like, I have 50 people show up to a meetup. I can't be worried about the other 50 people who aren't here. You know, I put it up, we put up the events, we do the things. I can't call everybody on the phone and be like, hi, we're meeting up. Katie is all over the notices. Like, we're meeting in an hour, we're meeting in 2 days. Like, so we're going to go over band and how to find things, but you should be checking in. You should be participating. You should be like, if I see, you know, you should be more involved is what I'm getting. Participation is key. So I always tell people, show up to the fucking meetups. I can't say that everybody knows. I don't care if you read. I don't care if you did it. I don't care, because if you show up, you're going to start wearing that groove. You're going to start wearing the groove to the magic, build the relationship, wear the groove, build the relationship, perform the magic. Because if some of you don't show up to magic for 6 months and then you show up, you want to do this spell for money, the gods and the powers that be are like, where the fuck have you been? And everybody wonders why their magic doesn't work. And I'm like, Jenni Love's like, because I don't see what group. You want to know why your magic's not working? I'm just saying. So anyway, I'm not really wagging my finger at people. I just want people to know how it works. And here I am still chasing people. So with my big mouth saying I'm not holding your hand and I'm not chasing you, here I am doing exactly that. So like, I feel like this is my last ditch effort to help some folks, right? So the meetups are once a week. You should know if there's a full moon meetup, look in your calendar. When the fuck is a full moon? Because I promise you we have a fucking meeting. I promise you that. I promise you if there's new moon, I promise you we have a fucking meeting. You know, it's not. I promise you there's a craft. I promise you something's going on, right? Promise. And I promise you if we did it, there's a video of it and it's up. And you could watch it about 20 minutes after it happened. Because I've been really good about trying to get them up almost immediately. Because if we participated in a full moon meetup and you couldn't make it because life and shit happens, which we get. Life and shit happens. But at midnight, when everybody's sleeping in your house, you're like, I'm going to do this full moon meetup now. It needs to be there. It can't take a week for me to fucking put it on the goddamn app. I got to get it right up there. You need the magic to do. That's what you're paying for. And that's what I'm doing, right? That's my responsibility. And it's to get this shit out there for you. So it's there. I almost did this right on YouTube today so that it was already recorded and I could get it like right to all the places. But I said, we do Zoom and I didn't want to add like a new element. So, okay. That being said, does anybody here have questions about 5-point, how it works, billing, maybe anything of that? I will say about the billing, let me just say that. Billing. The 3 ways to pay when it comes to 5-point. If you join first year, I call it Seeker. I just call it a Seeker. It's just an easy way to call the cycle. The first year people, if you join us in a cycle where we're 13 months, I call it Seeker. That's if you paid upfront for the whole year and never talk to me again for your fucking billing for 13 months, it's $111. If you need to make a payment plan for that, $40 payment, 3 $40 payments. Yes, that's $120. The $9 extra is the fact that I got to deal with you. I now have to deal with billing, right? Other people did pay $100. I don't ever have to talk to them. They do their thing. That's why they get a perk. So the 3 payments of $40 is a deposit to get in that sign up. And then there'll be 2 more payments. And I usually schedule them like the second month you're in and like the 5th month you're in. So by the 5th month, you've paid in full, the $120. That's that. Okay. Then that's 13 months. Again, if you're one of those people that show up to me, I mean, there's no less than 5 of you here that have asked me that already this month when I put the second payments due in April. There's 5 of you here that said, can I? But of course, because 5 of you are people that show up every single time. You are totally putting in the work. You totally participate. Of course. You know what I mean? And we only have a couple of rules. The one rule is we're never talking about 5-point society and what happens in 5-point society outside of it. We're not recording things. We're not showing things to other people. Like, that's what we're not doing. He's sending me a video, my husband. Wait, you want to see it? Oh my God, hang on. Oh, oh, he's so sad. Oh, there you go. Oh God, really? Oh shit, that's my brother's lawn, not my lawn. Oh, bye, girl. Okay. They have to mess up the lawn. Did they have to mess up the lawn? Okay. Ha. Let's go back, billing. So yeah, I'm never throwing people out. I know my heart hurts too. But I'm going to add a brandy spanking new one. It'll be a brandy spanking new one. It's going to have it's going to be salt water, not that harsh chemical shit. My skin can't take it anymore. I'm too old for that chlorine shit. You know, it's terrible. Anyway. So the billing. So that's the billing. So by 5 months, you know, you're paid in full. I won't be talking to you. It's either $111, $120. You're meeting up with us. You're building a book of shadows. But I add all sorts of other things all throughout the year. It's not just that. That just keeps us, it gives you a timeline and it gives you like a really good, what's the word I'm looking for? The way it introduces things and the order it introduces things is very gentle, and I appreciate it. And that's why we use it. So I just wanted to say that publicly, why. All right, so that's the billing with regard to following the book clubs within the framework of 5-Point. You can also join what I call 5-Point monthly. If you're on my website, it's pink, and that's $13 a month. You join when you join, you quit when you quit. You could join in July, you could quit in August. There's no structure for the monthly people, but they have the same meetups, and there's nothing different for them. There's the same full moon parlor, there's the same new moon, full moon, there's the same craft, and they're looking at the same calendar with a Inner Temple of Witchcraft lesson 8, Inner Temple of Witchcraft lesson 1. Next year, when the second cycle, there'll be Mastering Witchcraft, Paul Hudson, chapter, whatever, like that's that, and they can join or not join. They can read it or not read it. What chapter we're going over, what the information is, what we're studying. Join us, hang out over your head, go, all right, go back. You can go back, watch all the archives you want. That goes for anybody. The archives are all there. Everybody can go back and, hey, they did a wand making class in March. I want to go watch the wand making. I wasn't here in March. Wand making is there. You could go watch wand making. This month is defensive magic. We are making a talisman for your house, April 2022. So we will be making a talisman using scissors. And if it's now June, you're watching me, it's June 2022. You're like, oh, they did a defensive magic. Let me go back and watch that. You have access to all that. You can go watch it at any time. Daisy, please talk to me.
Figured out the hand thing, but the recordings are in the event.
I'm getting to band. I know. Band is the last thing I'm going to do. Is we're going to talk about how band actually works. I just want everybody to know how 5-Point work. Like, these are the things that should be triggering your brain, right? These are the things you should be working on. Like, these are the things that are triggering you. Hi, it's full moon. I should find out what the fuck I'm doing, right? I should be looking at new moon. What are we working on? Because I also tell you in the event what we're working on. Like if we need things, if you need a candle, or what the spell is, if it's a talisman, I write it all in there, so you know what you need when you get there. Okay, and so 5-Point monthly, like I said, that's $13. They do them. They can show up when they show up, not when they're not, but it's all the same calendar, and they could look at it, go, okay, I don't want to go to that journeying class. I don't want to do that, as my husband pointed out to me, when I feel like I'm not doing enough, he says $13 a month is worth your full moon parlor alone. And I went, you're right. He's like, stop it. I'm like, okay, you're right. He's like, 50 people come into your full moon parlor. He's like, you're there for 2 hours. I'm like, you're right, ability in it. And the last thing I'll say is, you could never read a thing, because I am very invested in ADHD witches, because I believe witchcraft books as we know them now don't cater too much to the neurodivergent mind. They want you to journal in your journal every fucking day. They want you to read all, and it's hard for people that have that. I can't do that every day. And so why I make it visual also is that's easier for those of us whose brains don't work that way. And so I say to those people, if the reading is becoming that for you, you know what I'm saying, that thing that I'm just not going to do because my fucking neurodivergent brain is not allowing me to do it, then just show up, still hit the Zoom, still come and listen. Because I'm telling you, even if you have that book in front of you and we're talking, it's going to, it will sink in anyway. You know what I mean? You're joining the conversation. You have the book in front of you. We're performing the exercises. Some people learn by doing. They learn by doing it, and that's okay. I have no problem with you learning by doing it. I just need you to fucking show up. Kaylee. Kaylee. Why would you put Kaylee on there? I didn't know what to say. What the hell is happening? Who the fuck is Kaylee? It's too early for that shit.
I'll change that. No, I wanted to chime in because you were adding to like the ADHD witches and not maybe being there mentally to perform it or whatever, you know what I mean? Like energetically, mentally come to the Zoom, but it costs $0 to be a witch. And if you have zero supplies and you're coming to give your energy and
Amen.
watch and listen, please do.
Amen.
Like,
Amen. I don't even care if you don't have the books. That's another thing. I say it all the time. I'm glad you brought that up. When I put up a craft, even when Daisy puts up a craft, when anybody, we're like, listen, we go out of our way to go, we don't want you spending money. If you have things, go out. We try to go, it costs $0. I'm glad she brought that up because that is true. Because I would rather you go, I don't have this book. I can't afford this book, but I'm going to come and listen to you talk about the book. It's perfectly valid. Rosie, please. Thank you. I see you.
Also, to add on to that, which I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I watch the recordings all the time because I got chaos happening. Even though I'm not there for when you guys are recording it, when I'm watching it later, that energy is still felt.
Love it. Thank you. I always ask. I always wonder that. I know you do T a lot. She does them after the fact. And you know what I appreciate that you guys do too after you do them? Rosie does them a lot afterwards, and so does T. They always post their results, a picture, what they did, when they did the wands after the fact. I get a lot of pictures in group about people doing things after, and I love it. Yeah, Bria does them too. Sunday's my free day, right? People will catch up. And I'll even say, like, after a while, like even Rosie, I said to this morning when she popped in, I'm like, where the fuck have you been? I'm like, I feel like we haven't connected, so I'm glad to see your face. Hi, beautiful. But yeah, it's a community. That being said, it's a community, right? Yeah, it's a community. Sometimes we argue like siblings. Sometimes like I said, I was bitchy as fuck yesterday. There's no fucking, and I apologize for it all over the place. I was a bitchy dick yesterday, 100%. But that all brings us to the fancy app that you see right here. That says band. This is how band works. All right. We just start. So if anybody's here that isn't actually a paying member that is here, because like I said, I put this all over the place. So anybody may be here just learning about 5 Point. There's an app, it's a meetup app, and it's called Band, B-A-N-D. It's got this little B here, right? And you click it. Let me get back here to my threads. I have 4 threads. So much like Facebook, okay, Facebook, I have 5 Point Hermetics. My business is 5 Point Hermetics. www.5pointhermetics.com. I do readings, workings, events. I marry folks. There's a lot going on. I'm trying desperately to get something on my website. It's sitting there. It's almost done. God damn it. But yeah, like products on my website every once in a while, like if I make a candle that's my business. Within that, there's a tab, 5 Point SOCiETY. That's the society paid members only section. So there's a Facebook page, 5 Point Hermetics, and then the private 5 Point SOCiETY. No one got information that way. Like, I spent a lot of time doing things twice. It's super annoying. I was like, we have to come up with a different plan, hence Band. So you would have to download the app. Now, I don't care if you don't have 5 Point Hermetics thread. If you're a paid member of 5 Point SOCiETY, that's the only thread you need, is the purple thread that says 5 Point SOCiETY. 5 Point Hermetics is more like an announcement bulletin board thing for me. You all can't post there. You all can't can't, it's just for me to post like, hey, Tarot 101 is in June, or we're teaching this class, like my business stuff. So it's not, it has nothing to do with, I mean, it does, but it doesn't have anything to do with like 5 Point Society workings. It's just for my bulletin board purposes. Does everybody see dragons things? Okay, I just want to make sure everybody got, I found them and I hung them. Okay, so bands, you can use it on your laptop. I use it in both places. It's similar to Facebook in that sense, that when you use the app on the phone, there's less information than there is on when you're using your laptop. It's almost identical to me to Facebook. It's less pretty than Facebook, which is why I think people don't like it so much. But hi, sorry.
I'm gonna go drop off that Scott.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Be back.
It's just less pretty, I think, right? I just think it's less pretty. So you don't need 5 Point Hermetics if you're a paid member of 5 Point Society. But it's a bonus to have 5 Point Hermetics because it is where I do announcements and things for other things. So it's, again, the 2 fees. If you are, can you see this? It's not a way to see it. Okay, so 5 Point Society, when you look down the bottom, there's a basic news feed, just like Facebook. You're going through the news. It's just you make a post, people comment on it. This is like the basic general news feed, right? Everybody's got, because it's a community, everybody has rights to be talking, sharing, using questions, whatever. So that's the basic news feed. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. This stupid thing down here with the 3 dots is their chat feature, kind of like Instant Messenger or Messenger from Facebook. Annoying as fuck, don't use it. Annoying as fuck, don't use it. Like, it's annoying as fuck is the best way I can describe it. Is this 3 little dot thing is like much like Messenger on Facebook. It's just as annoying as Messenger on Facebook. It runs just as shitty as the Messenger on Facebook. So just like the Messenger on Facebook, let's not use it. We just use the post with a news feed. And then really what's important is the calendar. Hold on, I got out. So stupid chat, it's stupid. Let me go to this, right? Because you could have personal chats with people and that's fine. Like, if you can figure it out, like, I'm just saying it's sort of not, it's just like fucking Facebook Messenger. It's fucking stupid. So the next thing after the chat is the photos. Photos, just like Facebook, there's a photo. You can end up here. So all the photos that ever got posted, even if you're not going back to the post, the photos are here. So if anybody posted a photo, they're here. There's some albums and stuff similar to Facebook. Then the next thing, here it is, calendar. If you're across the bottom, there's a little calendar. And as you're looking, today is today, band discussion, Sunday the 10th, 11 a.m. I will and have messaged on just right. I know you try to use that messenger. It sucks. That's why I say it sucks. I'm telling everybody it sucks. It's terrible. And so I don't use it. That's why I use the posts. You just posting you at the person and they get that. Yeah, and that's the best way to do it. Just like Facebook, it's just Facebook Messenger is maybe the worst invention. It's terrible. Same with me, because I have 5 Point Hermetics, Jenni Love. When the messages come in, it's all over the place. You never get a fucking notice. This is the problem, right? This is the problem. So when you're here, the calendar is brilliant in this app. It's better than Facebook. This is why we love it. It's better. It's 10 times better than fucking Facebook. When you're looking at this, you can go backwards to the old stuff. This is old stuff. Thursday, March 10th. This was the first lesson for the March people. So it says, Inner Temple of Witchcraft, Intro, Ask a Witch. That's what we were going over. If you went to the you click on the event and it gives you the explanation, literally what we were doing. So then you can join. Everybody gets a notice when I put up an event. However you signed up to get notifications on Band, when I put an event, you all get a notification. Jenni Love put an event up. You get invited. You join, decline, or maybe. If you join, you can put it in your calendar and it'll add it to your Google Calendar. But you don't have to, because listen, if you go back to the calendar, today is April 13th, right? What is today? I don't even know. Let me go back to the calendar. See, it's April 10th. So today's April 10th, and it says the band discussion. You could see that. You just go to it. You could go to May. I have all the things scheduled for May. It's all there. You accept it, decline, maybe. You can change it. So now let's go to an old, let me go to the old magic wands. So this was magic wands. Sunday, March 13th, 11 a.m. Join society members for a discussion about magic wands, followed by crafting sesh. And I said craft supplies, fallen branch, whatever. Like I know I said, please just bring what you can, right? So now if you click on it, you're in it, you start to scroll, there is a discussion within, just like Facebook, within the event itself. If you clicked on the event and now you're in the event and you scroll down, there's a discussion. And this is where I post the link to get in to the Zoom that night. And I also posted in the general feed. I posted twice, so nobody misses it. It's in the general. If you just simply went to the feed, POiNT Society, and you start flipping through this feed, it is in here somewhere. I do put it because it would be the last thing if somebody saw it, you're going to find the feed. But if you didn't, you could still go to the day, to the band app discussion. And as you split through, I put the thing there. You could still talk after that. I think you have to understand that. I mean, I post the link, but if somebody comments after that, there's comments after that. So you got to scroll to find, you got to find, it's within the event. And then the next thing I do after this ends, because my computer automatically transfers it, I post it because I want you to be able to see it, right? And so for anything you got to go back to, you can go back to the day, or you got to, that's why the news feed is sort of generic in general. Because, much like Facebook, to go flipping through the fucking news feed to find something from last June is a pain in the dick. So if you go to March 14th, last March 14th, you're going to find what we did on March 14th. You're going to find the Zoom link. You're going to find the link. It's easier to find. The other thing I do is hashtag. I do hashtag. If it's a new moon parlor, I hashtag the words new moon parlor. If it's in April, I try to hashtag April. So if you are looking for something, talisman, defensive magic, whatever the topic may have been, if you hit a hashtag, you'll see the list of hashtags. You click on the hashtag, it will, and I'll show you. If I go to look at things, if I want to look for stuff in search, you can search by up at the, hold on. If you're in POiNT Society, there's a search button up here. You can search by hashtag. So announcement, now I hit the announcement, you're going to get all Jenni Love's announcements. If you hit the hashtag announcement. If you hit the hashtag magic or new moon parlor, you're going to get new moon parlor shit that I've hashtagged. And lastly, across the top are notices. I make notices important and always, always, the next meetup is always appears at the top, always. So the next meetup is, the next meetup we have is always going to appear here, always. after the 14th, the next one will appear. I put next up. If you'll notice, if you flip through, you'll see me go next up. And I say who's up next and what's happening and where you should be. So I think I can't use email. Nobody gets email. I tried. You would think you all purchased, you all went to my website, you purchased, you're in my system, you sign up. I say which club, because you all signed up on which club or 5 Point Society or whatever it is, and I get a list, and my list gives me all your emails, and then I send an email. I promise you, no less than half of you will not get it. So I can't use email. I'm not using it. Because I chase people and I'm not, email is primitive. Everybody has spam and filters and junk mail and about 46,000 emails in their fucking inbox that they haven't deleted. And I fall amongst the stars, and it's useless and nobody gets information. So that's 5 Point, like in a nutshell, tutorial, maybe logistics, and stuff like that. Side note, a lot of side things happen in 5 Point. Okay, that's 5 Point. Like I said, the bones, but there's a lot of side things that happen in 5 Point because we meet 5 times a month, 6 times a month. There's a lot there's a lot of magic that goes on in this group, and so there's a lot of offshoots of magic. It's a community. There's lots of friends. There's lots of relationships formed. And we have a lot of side stuff that goes on. We meet on TikTok once a fucking day sometimes. Like I'm on TikTok a lot, right? Tori, thank you. I'm glad. I appreciate that you acknowledge that helped you a lot. Thank you for that. This helped because I'm glad. I wanted to make sure everybody was getting where they needed to be. But back to the side stuff. We got lots of side magic that happens. Katie's, she schedules shit going on. She does side things. We have a playlist that is a public playlist that we just made on Spotify, 5 Point Society. It's 100 of us. We all added a song. Do you know how magical this fucking playlist is? It's hysterical. We're all like cleaning our houses to it, but do you have to participate in the playlist? No, of course not. Is it a requirement? No, of course not. It's magic. It's a magical accident that is happening in our society as as side, or the creation of our online book of shadows. Like that is another side project that some of us are trying desperately to deal with. In 5 Point Society, we talk about magical record keeping, and I give you my way of making a book of shadows, right? So for the first year, I'm sort of, for those of you that are March people, I'm teaching you how to make a book of shadows my way, grimoire, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? But we're trying now, some of us are trying to get it also on as an app or something so that everybody could just be like, full moon, talisman, we did this were the results, this was the spell, this herb does this. Like I want it at your fingertips because there are so many of us contributing and adding to it. We're just trying to figure out the way that works best. So bear with us. When we talk about it, understand it's not a requirement. Like, what are they talking about? This book, online book of shadows. Is this something I need to? Well, yeah, eventually, but it is, again, it's something we're working on as a group because it was like, well, we are all doing this together. We're all adding, we should have this central place. So it's just, again, a project for us. Hopefully will become something, but I wanted you to know that there is a lot of side magic that's happening within the group. Twitch, yes, my love.
I just want to mention that you can also get to band like from your computer, like you can go to the website and you log in the same way and it's all the same setup. But if you're one that doesn't really like to use your phone, it could be easier for you to navigate if you get on your computer. That way. I just wanted to mention that in case there are people that don't like their phone.
I appreciate that because it's a lot like Facebook in that sense that if you're using the laptop version, there's more information, right? Like there's actually, it's similar to Facebook in that You don't get all of the features here, but you do get different features if you're on your laptop. You sign in just the same. I have it in both places, you know, because it depends on where I am. The shared journaling, thank you. I'm going to look at those two apps. Suki was giving me a whole bunch of apps earlier. There's another one. You said book of some, or there was another one you gave me too. And so I'm going to look into those because I don't want to just be giving you all this technology and people be like, she's crazy. I don't want to have a fucking app for everything. Right. So Band is the app. Like, that's where 5 Point Society is. That's where you find us. You know, that's really all you need. But we are trying to do this Book of Shadows thing. We're trying to figure it out. So that, again, side. I do reckon on apps. Names. Oh, names. There's Misty. She really is like my wingman sometimes. Names. Names on Band. I don't want to be a pain in the ass. And I don't want you to not have your magic name. But in parentheses, somewhere, I need some sort of nod to who you are in real life, only because I can't reconcile my books. And that's only like, not Jen Snow. I know Jen Snow at this point. I know Jen Snow's last name. I know that that's Jen Snow, but like, there are people that don't have a picture, that have a name I've never heard, that's not even anything like their fucking name, and I can't reconcile it. And I'm like, oh, I don't know who this is. Somewhere in parentheses, like just something, not even your whole last name. Like, I know it's privacy, but some nod to who the fuck you are. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out what did I say? Moonracer before. That was the example I gave before. Who is Moonracer? I don't know. Who's Moonracer? I have no idea. Do you know who this is? There's no picture. Did they pay? I have no idea. Who cares? Like, we just don't know. So we spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. Please, for the love of the baby Jesus and all that is magical, just some little nod to who you are. That's it. Just a little something. I now know Tori is Celeste something, and I'm okay with that. Like, now I know that's her. It's okay. But I can't. Oh, thank God. She changed her name to Penny Poppet. I didn't know who that Kaylee person was. I'm like, what is that? I don't know what's happening. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Because I'm here to answer questions and not giving the finger to me. I know you don't have to put your finger down if you're not answering the question.